This episode of The Offensive Line is in partnership with Airbnb. When I'm traveling for a game or an event, you cannot go wrong with an Airbnb. Having all that space is seriously a game changer, whether I'm traveling solo or with a group. All right, we'll have more on that later. Let's get back to the show. 'Twas the night before Christmas, and all through the land, people were talking playoffs, except for Bears fans. Teams were getting ready for a long winter's night, but not George Pickens. He was somewhere starting a fight. This holiday holds memories from years of tradition like presents and games and the Jets' elimination. But Christmas, of course, is about more than just cost. It's about family and friends and watching Justin Tucker be washed. Because let's not forget the meaning of this season, why we're all here, thanking God for the holidays and Aaron Rodgers' retirement drawing near. From Wondery, I'm Annie Agar, and this is The Offensive Line. Welcome to The Offensive Line, you guys. We're here to make some picks, talk some hopefully make you some money on this special Christmas edition episode. I'm in my red, and we are joined by our repeat guest, our first repeat guest. Welcome back, Megan Gailey. Thanks so much, Megan. I'm so glad we didn't scare you away.
Absolutely not. I'm in black, though. I feel terrible. I love Christmas. I believe Santa is real. And I'm sorry that I came in funeral black. That is not representative of my holidays. Look, I've got like a little red nose here. I guess I could do Rudolph.
Oh, that's perfect. That's even better. That's even better. You could be a clown like Mike McCarthy or Rudolph. You know, either one. Either one works. You know, it's amazing to me that there are people that don't believe in Santa when there are people that still believe in the Cleveland Browns. It's pretty sad.
Thank you. We look at the magic around Santa.
Look at the magic
happening in Cleveland.
We'll get into this later because Jameis Winston, I feel like Christmas is Jameis Winston's like perfect holiday. But if you can find magic in that man, you can find magic in the universe, okay? He would be like the best Santa ever if Jameis Winston was Santa. I want him to show up, come down my chimney on Christmas.
I do not. Jameis Winston,
that might be a little much, Jameis.
From my chimney.
I feel like there's double innuendos there, but we'll get into that later. Okay, before we get started, as Megan now knows as a repeat guest, we start off the show with something called Too Offensive. These are topics that are too offensive for us to even talk about, Megan, so I just mention them for a second and then throw them in the NFL Vault of History to never be spoken about again. In case you missed it, guys, the first one is the Grinch was at the Lions game. The next one is what will the refs give the Chiefs for Christmas? Because as we all know, they're best friends over there. So I'd give them like maybe a ring or something. They'll probably give it on their own. But and lastly, will Netflix games buffer? We've all experienced Netflix and the absolute atrocity that was the Mike Tyson fight, where it buffered every 15 seconds. Some people said it wasn't doing it for them. It did it every 5 minutes for me. It was atrocious. And Megan, I think you have a theory on this, you said.
I do have a theory. So there was the Paul Tyson fight. Everyone had, even if it wasn't buffering, you still were like, not a great fight. Luckily, I had three shows that night on purpose. I was like, I don't want to watch a second of this. My theory is almost immediately, I believe it was in 48 hours, Netflix came out and was like, Beyonce's performing on Christmas. Like they knew, they were like, we got to give them something good because they're mad at us right now. And what is better than Beyonce on Christmas? Now that is a gift. And so that, like, everyone suffered through the buffering to get to Beyonce. And that means the ends did justify the means.
Interesting theory. I didn't think about that. It's just redirection. You throw something else out there, people will go to that. I forgot about Beyonce and Christmas.
If it buffers for Beyonce,
could you imagine?
Netflix corporate will be burned to the ground.
You don't buffer on Beyonce?
No, absolutely not. So it's like they need to get all their ducks in a row, because I think what it is like the system gets overridden. I remember when they had to like bail on doing the live Love is Blind finale. Like it's not just the sports that are affected. Who knew live broadcasts were difficult?
Who knew? I feel like Netflix should. This is a you problem.
They got to figure it out.
Yeah. Yes, this is a you problem, Netflix. Figure it out for Christmas. Speaking of that, Beyonce is performing at the Ravens Texans game, the halftime of the Ravens-Texans game. Let's talk about that game, Megan. The Texans are out for revenge this holiday season. So maybe they're fitting your little black vibe here. They're out for revenge with the Ravens coming into town. Houston was absolutely destroyed by Baltimore back in January. This could be a redemption game. You and the Colts, as we know, you're a Colts fan. You and the Colts see CJ Stroud twice a year. So what is the difference, would you say, this year with the Texans and maybe Stroud in particular compared to past years?
Well, I wouldn't say he's in a sophomore slump because he's still been impressive. I think he got a really shiny new present in Stephon Diggs. And then his mom and dad were like, you've been playing with it too much, and they took it away. And
Great
so now
Christmas
he's like,
analogy.
What do I have? And when you have such an impressive rookie season and break all these records, anything you do that's not a perfect advancement of that feels like a step back. Now, that being said, I despise having to play them twice a year. I think they're a really well-coached team. I think they're extremely physical. But when you think about like those two things, that's exactly what the Ravens are too.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the Ravens are the old guard of like, we are physical, we are well-coached, we are going to like beat you up. And the Texans are the new version of that. So it's kind of young versus new school facing off against each other of two AFC teams that I really like. Like I genuinely enjoy watching both of them. And I think they both went into this season with Super Bowl aspirations, and that has not necessarily panned out the way they wanted it to.
Yeah, that's the issue with Stroud's first year. It was so fun to watch because you didn't really know what to expect, and he just outperformed. But this year, and like you said, people like the Texans. I didn't mind the Texans. I like watching the Texans, but I think expectation was a little too high because Stroud is on that rookie deal. They're trying to make big things happen while they have the money to lock in these other guys. Eventually, you're going to have to pay Stroud. So the window, the Texans window is very small, and it is closing by the second. And it's a disappointing season. Granted, not a horrible season, but a very disappointing one, I think, based on the expectations that they had. And this team struggles in the second half badly against defenses that are pretty tough. And I think the Ravens have two MVP candidates in their backfield. There's no way this game, I think, is going to be very close. But it is Christmas. Anything can happen. What do you think, before we get into our picks, what do you think about Christmas games, Megan? Are you for them or against them?
Yeah, I'm for them because you get up so early on Christmas. Christmas is like, I mean, in my house, it'll probably be 6, 7 a.m. I have a 2.5-year-old. You're done with presents by like 8.
Yeah.
And then you're just like, oh,
what do we do now?
Well,
mimosas?
I guess we're going to eat a quiche and stare at each other's feet. Like there's just not a lot going on. And so I went to an NBA game on Christmas. So fun. I think like watching them on TV, it gives you something to do. Being in the arena is genuinely so fun. I do feel bad for the players. I'm sure it's like kind of annoying.
Oh, that's right. They have families too. I forgot.
No, they have families. I always look at the Dallas Cowboy cheerleaders on Thanksgiving and I'm like, did they eat? Like, did they get to have mashed potatoes? So I'm hoping if you are sacrificing by giving up your Christmas, which is massive, you're getting something else. Like, are they giving you all Louis Vuitton luggage? Are you getting a special present from the NFL / the team? And if you're not, wink, wink, you need to do that.
That doesn't seem like a good thing to do, but you never know. He's got some kind-heartedness in there.
Goodell is not going to do it, but I could see these owners, perhaps.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. Because after all, they're the ones making the money. Like we love to watch NFL games on Christmas, but they're the ones missing out. Will football impact your Christmas tradition? You kind of mentioned you're already up doing the present thing. Mm-hmm. Do games kind of, I don't know, get in the way of like talking with family? It doesn't mind because my family just talks about football anyway. So.
No, I mean, like, my mom's going to be left out. I mean, like, she'll be like, what's Beyonce's here? Like, there'll be moments where...
Yeah, we've got Beyonce. It's perfect.
There'll be moments where she's excited. And Derrick Henry has basically, like, carried my fantasy football team this year. So I'll be like, Mom, we like him. Like, he's good.
Oh, my God. Quick side note. We have to talk about his dreads are gone. How do you feel about that?
I know.
What?
I support any hair makeover that any man wants to do. I don't want men to tell me what to do with my body, so I'm not going to tell them what to do with their dreads. You know,
the one question or a concern I have is, what if it's like the Samson story in the Bible, where all his power was in his hair, and now it's gone?
Yeah.
Are we going to have a full? This isn't full Madden curse, but I'm a little concerned. I'm a little worried.
You're saying Samson from the Bible. I was thinking Dumbo with the feather, which maybe is based.
Same thing. It's same premise. The premise is there.
We will be. My son, we show him football. We probably shouldn't. But like my dad, husband, and I will be watching, and my mom will be putting my son's toys together.
Okay, perfect. That's a perfect balance.
Yeah.
Then if there's family members you don't necessarily want to talk to, just, put them in front of the TV. Hopefully they'll watch and stop talking.
Yeah, it's a small crew this year, so I'm gonna have to talk to everybody.
Do you guys host? It's at your place?
We are hosting. We have entered that phase of like, we want to stay at our own house and make our own memories. Like we're in that
right.
It's like, okay, we can make memories anywhere, but it's more just like, we don't want to travel. Like LA over Christmas is so empty.
Oh, yeah.
The traffic goes down. It's also like, I swam outside in a pool last year. Like
it's sometimes like 75, 80 degrees. No offense, Indianapolis, but like,
yeah,
you can't beat the weather.
Oh yeah. It's a little different here. So we're in Michigan. My hometown is in a winter weather advisory. So that's fun. That'll be great. And I'm supposed to try to get home for that.
That's very Christmassy, though.
Very on brand for Michigan. Very on brand.
Yes.
If either of these teams, Megan, could get a Christmas present, what would it be?
Oof. I think the Texans would want a new wide receiver one. Mm-hmm. If they could just
maybe
borrow one
attitude.
from.
Yeah.
Yeah, borrow one from somebody. I'm sure they're looking at DeAndre Hopkins like, wow, that would have been nice. And I think the Ravens, I feel like the Ravens have all the pieces and then they just start to like fall apart. So it's like maybe they just need really, really strong batteries to keep them going. And then I know Lamar likes junk food. So maybe a stocking full of like junk food too.
That's
some
a great
Cheetos,
idea.
some Doritos, some Gatorade, some candy.
Yep.
Whatever Lamar needs.
Whatever Lamar needs, Lamar gets. That's a great.
Yes. He's the mama. He's the mama of the house. If Lamar ain't happy, ain't nobody happy.
But give him like his own little fridge or cooler.
Yeah.
Maybe it's got a lock on it. Only he can get into. Because like you said, if Lamar's happy, then everybody will be happy. Okay. Picks for this game. Baltimore at Houston. Who are you taking? Just straight up. Who you taking in this game?
I am taking the Texans. It's in Texas. It is Beyonce's hometown. So I'm not so much as picking the Texans as I'm picking Beyonce.
Okay, gotcha. Whoever wins this game, by the way, they have to they have to go out there and thank Beyonce for the win. I feel like that's just
absolutely. They will. They will. And they're going to want to you want to show out in front of Beyonce.
Right. Like, CJ Stroud is. Remember the whole Amber Rose situation? Maybe he'll have the game of his life. Although ever since he took Amber Rose home, he's looking a little bit more like Ryan Tannehill than CJ Stroud. So, buddy, find your game against Beyonce.
They said they don't know each other, and I believe whatever Amber Rose tells me.
Okay, I'll take that
from the Bible.
So
Amber Rose from the Bible never tells a lie.
Something else has broken CJ Stroud's game. Maybe it's all the podcasts he's been doing this offseason. Okay. I will take, I think I'm going to go Baltimore on this one, Megan. I'm going to have to disagree. It's probably going to bite me in the butt, but at least we disagree on something. So we have a winner at the end of all this with our picks. So you're taking Houston. I'm taking Baltimore. Next Christmas game. And of course it would not be Christmas if the Chiefs weren't playing, if we didn't have to suffer through watching the Chiefs voodoo magic. They're headed to Pittsburgh for, this is weird, okay? Some Wednesday morning football. That is right, folks. Wednesday morning football, we get the Chiefs at the Steelers, which I think this game is actually going to be electric. The Chiefs struggle in Christmas games. Raiders, shout out to the Raiders. The Chiefs will play on every day of the week, but Tuesday this year. If that doesn't show you how many primetime games the Chiefs get, everything is rigged, people.
Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Can you believe it?
Insane.
That's enough Chiefs for me. But in your opinion, have we seen too much of the Chiefs? Have we heard? Is this just so over the top now? They're not even trying to hide the script anymore. It's so obvious that the Chiefs are the focus of the NFL season this year.
Yeah, I'm a little Chiefsed out. I saw a meme that said the Super Bowl we want, Lions, Bills, the Super Bowl we're going to get, Chiefs, Eagles. And I think we just love something new and unexpected. And even though they keep giving us unexpected ways to win, it's still oh, you doinked it, seen it. Even if they lost this game, I'd be like, that's fun. And I hate the Steelers with every ounce of my being, but it's very Warriors. I don't like a dynasty. I like chaos.
We need to have a whole discussion about this, because the whole point of these franchises is to get to the point where you're a dynasty, to have the Patriots run. But then when we get that, we hate it. It's the craziest thing. Remember when the 49ers made it to the Super Bowl? We were greatest comeback story, greatest underdog story with Brock Purdy. Nobody bought into that. Everyone was super upset about the whole Brock Purdy story, not giving him his credit, saying he was carried by the Avengers, all this stuff. What is wrong with us? Because all of these things are happening that we want. But then when it happens, we're like, by the way, that's not how I wanted it. I don't like that dynasty.
No.
Pick a different one.
No,
unless it's the Packers, obviously, then I'd be or Colts,
Unless it's your team, but rooting against the Patriots brought the country together. And I do think rooting against the Chiefs, now the Patriots were a much less likable team. Patrick Mahomes is very likable.
Travis Kelce is America's sweetheart. Andy Reid is doing cheeseburger commercials. They're fun and silly, and I think poke fun at themselves. And they're in a small market, and we're small market girls. So you go, yeah, it's not Boston, it's not LA, it's not San Francisco that we were with them, and now we've turned on them, which is the American dream.
I have a theory on that though, Megan. I have a theory that they're turning, because I've been looking at Twitter and what Twitter people have to say about the Chiefs recently, and I forget that there are Chiefs fans out there, so it's kind of funny. But anyway, I think maybe so much social media and so much accessibility to them is making us hate them more.
I will say, as a Colts fan, I hated the Patriots with every ounce of my being, whether I was seeing them or not.
Yeah, very good point.
I could wake up in cold sweats and be like, I hate them. They weren't even nothing was even, it was March, but it was always top of mind.
Let's get back to this game. Russell Wilson is looking great. People said at the start of the season, when they brought him out, they were mad. Justin Fields, no, he's got to be out there. Russell Wilson's looking pretty good. Mike Tomlin is doing some magic in Pittsburgh. So your pick for this game, Kansas City at Pittsburgh on Christmas Day. Who are you taking?
So in my pick'em league, I keep picking against the Chiefs because I'm it's bound to happen once. And I always do the set roulette. When you see red hit 5 times in a row and you go, it'll be black at some point. And with the Chiefs, it just never is.
So many one possession games. I don't understand it. It's stupid. But yes, make it.
Does this even matter to them? Andy Reid versus Mike Tomlin is really the two greatest active coaches of this generation going head to head on Christmas.
And Mike Tomlin's never gotten coach of the year, by the way. That's crazy to me.
I don't know that I've ever picked the Steelers to win anything because they are my least favorite
fan base of all time. And I'm not going to go against myself on my favorite holiday. And so I'm picking the Chiefs.
Oh, shoot. I think you're right. Unfortunately, this could be a Christmas miracle. Talk about bringing America together. If the Chiefs lose on Christmas, this would be better than what happened to Tiny Tim. This would be the best thing ever. However, I don't think that will be the case. I do believe the Chiefs will pull it out again, unfortunately. So we're both on the Chiefs in that game. You know what's funny is I just got done saying we talk a lot about the Chiefs. We're about to talk about them a little bit more right after the break. As a content creator, you guys can probably imagine I travel to places solo a lot of the time. And even though I do it a lot, I still feel a little anxious when I travel to a city I've never been to before by myself. So that's kind of how I felt when I was traveling to LA a few years ago for the big game. I wasn't very familiar with the area yet because SoFi Stadium was new, and I was a little anxious because I was staying for 2 weeks. But the moment I got to my Airbnb in Marina del Rey, all worries completely vanished because it was such a nice modern apartment complex that was right in the middle of town. It felt like my own personal apartment. The Airbnb itself had 3 rooms, which is wonderful because it fit all my recording equipment, and I had a lot, and all my clothes. And I was able to take advantage of some of the amenities. There was a gym and a pool. I even met some of the neighbors. So after 2 weeks of being there, it felt like I'd really moved in. So if you guys are like me and you want to make sure there are no surprises when you're booking a place to stay, then you need to check out Airbnb's guest favorites. They're favorites for a reason. It's because they have a bunch of great ratings and reviews, so you know you're booking a winner. I'm always reading up on the reviews before I book a place, so it's great that Airbnb already kind of filters that out for you. That's why I know that every time I'm staying at an Airbnb, I can always count on having a great experience. All right, guys, it is the most wonderful time of the year for getting in on all the hoops, football, and hockey action at DraftKings Sportsbook. In the season of giving, we're being gifted college and pro football, basketball, and pro hockey too, almost 24/7. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code TOL. That's code TOL for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets if your bet wins when you bet just $5. Happy holidays from DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 and over. Age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive reward. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/ftball.
All right, guys, welcome back to the offensive line. We're here to talk some Christmas movies. This is the time of year where you want to settle down, put on a good show, a good movie. There is a movie that came out this year. And I told you we'd be talking about the Chiefs. This might blow your mind because 2 worlds are colliding. Everyone's favorite football mom, Donna Kelce, stars in 2 cheesy holiday movies this year. Not 1, but 2. She appears in Christmas on Call as an Eagles fan and Holiday Touchdown as a Chiefs fan. Guys, as a lover of these Hallmark movies, I want to say that I'm qualified to speak on this because I did see the movie. For those of you who haven't, here's a little synopsis. Okay. Holiday Touchdown features a will they, won't they romance between Alana, a contestant for Chiefs Fan of the Year, and Derek, director of fan engagement for the Chiefs. Derek and Alana find love as they search for the family's missing Chiefs hat that magically helps the team make the Super Bowl whenever a family member wears that hat on Christmas. Are we surprised there's magic involved and a Chiefs game? Come on, people. Like the Chiefs games are more scripted than this movie. I could have written this up in 10 seconds, but that's beside the point. It was an interesting movie. It was a very interesting movie. The premise was there. I maybe it was because it was the Chiefs that I was like, oh gosh. And I gave it a second chance. I did. The acting was great. You
did 2 viewings?
I'm trying to find positives in here. I watched it twice, Megan, because the first time
nice.
It came out, it premiered on College Football Saturday, and I'm pretty sure like Alabama was playing at the time, and it wasn't a great game because Alabama sucks. But I preferred to watch Alabama over this Christmas movie. But I'm a lover of these Hallmark movies, a lover of Christmas movies in general. And it wasn't terrible. It wasn't that bad. I would love to hear what the people think about it. Because it could have been much worse. I think the issue was they tried to and I'm telling you, because you haven't seen it, have you, Megan?
No, I watched Christmas in the Spotlight.
Okay.
Which was...
I want to know about, tell me about that one.
Yeah. Well, I just want to say up top as a card-carrying member of SAG-AFTRA, the fact that Donna Kelce was in 2 movies this year and I was in 0.
What the hell?
I will be taking up with my union president, Fran Drescher. But Christmas in the Spotlight is also, so it's like very Travis and Taylor inspired because it's about a pop singer and a star wide receiver. Okay. And like there were changes like that where I'm like, why not just make him a tight end?
Yeah.
But there were no cameos. We got no Andy Reid. We got no Donna Kelsey. We did get like some nods to it. Like the girl who is the pop star, her fans are called Arrowheads.
Okay. Clever explained. Little Easter egg. Clever little Easter egg.
The guy who plays Travis, or his name in the movie is Gonzo Gonville.
Is what? Wait,
his name is Gonzo Gonville.
I've got to look this up now. How did I not know that?
And they have sexual tension. Like there were multiple times, and we had two Chiefs fan friends come over. So there were 4 grown adults watching it, and we were like, oh, wait. Like there were multiple times where I was like, do it, make love on camera.
Take the shirt off.
Oh, he takes his shirt off. Gonzo Gonville takes his shirt off, and she goes, can I touch it?
So like,
stop.
If you're looking for cameos, go that way. If you are looking for steamy,
we've gotten a lot of interesting Christmas movies this year because we had the Hot Frosty one. Did you see any?
Which I also watched.
Oh, okay. I've not seen that one. Thoughts on that one? Quick synopsis.
I saw Hot Frosty. I was not hot for Frosty, but.
Oh, here it is. Here it is. The
Christmas in the Spotlight.
He's got his jersey on, his old jersey from high school.
Of course. The football footage in Christmas in the Spotlight, I was like, this looks like The Water Boy. And my husband was like, The Water Boy looks better than this. Like the football footage is like the pads don't fit. His like butt is weird.
Oh no.
There is a level of just like, I'm watching this. This is like soothing because here are the beats that I know they're going to get a Christmas tree. There's going to be a scarf. They're going to like kiss. There's going to be a sick kid. Like, you know, everything that's going to happen. And it's almost like a balm over you of just like, yes. I know it's not going to be great. It's not going to get any Oscar buzz, but it's going to heal me and like fill the void that I have right now.
There's something about those kind of movies, Christmas movies in general, that just, it's a vibe. I can't explain it. It might be the stupidest movie ever, but I have to watch. It's like a car crash. I can't look away. There was one time I was wrapping presents or doing some sort of Christmas activity, and I had a Hallmark movie on or some sort of Christmas movie, and I went away. I had to do something or work or something. I came back, watched the end of the movie, and I was like, oh, you know, that was a great movie. It was 2 different movies. I didn't even realize. And I had no idea. Nope. I'm dead serious. True story. Okay. We are going to try, guys, to build a perfect NFL Christmas movie. We all say that Holiday Touchdown isn't the perfect Christmas movie, me in particular. That's okay. Everybody has their flaws. But I think we could do a little bit better by creating our own. We're going to play a game inspired by Holiday Touchdown and my offensive line favorite movie, Draft Day. It's time for the perfect NFL Christmas movie draft. That is a mouthful. That is a longer title than a lot of these Hallmark movies. Are you ready, Megan?
Yes, I am ready.
So we're all going to pick, here's some of the categories. We're going to pick our lead actor, lead actress, our unique occupation, name of the small market NFL town, an NFL cameo, and then how they should save Christmas. Okay, lead actor, let's start there. I'm going to go with, and I'm going to say what his name would be in the movie, I believe as well.
Oh, okay.
Maybe even a little bio. Like we gotta set the scene here. My lead actor, I'm going to go with Chris Evans. I know you guys are thinking that's pretty stereotypical, but not just because of how he looks. It's the comedy. I think if I were to write some jokes for him, or if you were, somebody was supposed to write jokes for him, I think he could deliver very well. And I think that NFL humor would fit in well with him. His name would be Jack Tucker, and he would be a former NFL quarterback who he tore his ACL in the AFC Championship game on the last throw in overtime. So he's a hero to the fan base. His season got cut. His career got cut short. Like he was, supposed to go on to the Super Bowl, and it just didn't get there. So that's my lead actor. That's my starring role in this.
Okay, so I stayed in the NFL, and I think the greatest actor in the NFL who could honestly, do Shakespeare, do Broadway, is Baker Mayfield.
I was going to say, if you'd say Josh Allen, that would be hilarious.
No.
The flopping. He'd be the best actor just for the flops alone.
My lead actor is Baker Mayfield, and I think he should have like a Santa tangential name like Chris Kringle.
Oh, love it. I think that I'm sure people have done that in the movies before.
Yeah. And he's like,
he gives Hallmark vibes.
Yes. No, he does. And they call him the Santa is like his nickname. And like, he is kind of a reformed bad boy.
He could come in with his leather jacket. Yeah,
I don't want Baker to have to like stretch. You know, I'm going to be like, Baker, stay in your wheelhouse. Do what you do.
Oh, you are smart. Okay. You might have a leg up on my movie already. Okay. Let's do our lead actress. I'm going to pick someone that has good chemistry with Chris Evans. I would pick me, but I think that's, I probably wouldn't have the best chemistry. I'm going to go with someone he actually has acted with before. Let's do Ana de Armas. I think she's in a movie with him right now, or a movie that's coming out. And you're welcome, gentlemen. This pick is for the boys. I know she's beautiful. So that is my lead actress pick. And she's going to be Dr. Jane Evans. And it'll make sense why I wanted a doctor later when I talk about my plot. But that's who I'm picking.
My lead actress is Megan Gailey, myself. Listen,
so funny.
I'm an actress. I need insurance again. Like, I am going on auditions and I'm not getting the parts. So if I have the opportunity to cast my own film, I'm going to do it. Also, Baker Mayfield is not my type. Oh no, he does look a lot like one of my exes.
No.
But I do think my husband would be like, oh yeah, like you and Baker can like be in love. That's fine.
Get him some season tickets and he'll be like, yeah, right? Would he be good with that? Yeah. Get a box at the games, the Colts games. Somehow I'm sure Baker has connections.
Yeah, I'd be like, can my husband go on the Bucks pirate ship and shoot off what is it? What do they shoot off? The cannon
thing that they shoot off?
The cannon.
Yeah.
I want to shoot off that cannon.
I
want to sit on top of it while my husband goes, boom.
That should definitely be a scene in your movie, just saying. Okay, unique occupation. It's not, I guess, necessarily unique, but I haven't seen any movie with it. And this will also play into the plot of the movie as well. My lead actress is going to be a doctor, I mentioned, of sports psychology. Should be a sports psychologist. And when I tell you the rest of the storyline, you will understand why that is important. That's my unique occupation. Your turn.
Okay. My unique occupation, this is my dream, is I run a nursing home / daycare. So it is a nursing home and a daycare that are under one roof.
Great idea. And
so I'm good with the old people and I'm good with the young people, and I've brought them together. And I do think people would be like, hey, this lady playing the lead isn't as hot as we thought she was going to be. But then I'm so good with the elders and the youth that they're like, all right, we'll take this like 7.
The kindness fine. Just outweighs.
Yeah, they're like, oh, she's like good. She's got a heart of gold.
That's amazing. That's great strategy, actually. Although I will say, Megan, and this is, I'm not just talking out of my ass here. I think you've topped a lot of the lead actresses in most Christmas movies so far already. So
when you find out where my movie is set, you'll be like, well, she's a 10 there.
It's situational awareness, people. Okay, here we go. Small market NFL team. I'm going with, and it's a team I mentioned earlier, I'm going to go with the Cleveland Browns. I think Cleveland needs a little Christmas magic. Because if you've ever been to Cleveland, you know that they need something.
Okay, so mine is obviously set with the Indianapolis Colts. You said small market. That's my small market. And like, you imagine me as a nursing home / daycare president in Indianapolis. That just fits.
My NFL cameo is the one and only Jameis Winston. Tell me right now, dear. He would not be
He's going to give it his all.
He would give it his all. It would be the most electric movie. And now you understand where I'm coming from with the sports psychologist.
You're like, this is my hardest nut to crack.
That's the main part of my Christmas movie. It's going to be all about saving Jameis Winston, and he's going to lose some magic power, and he's going to start completing his passes, and people are going to wonder what happened to the Jameis that we knew and loved.
My NFL cameo is Peyton Manning. The greatest,
great one.
The greatest Colt of all time. Also very gettable. You know, it's like he's sitting by the phone waiting for somebody to call to do. It's like, do you want to be in a And he's like, yes. And it's like, okay, we were going to say a war, but you're ready.
But I guess we can do this.
He is like waiting outside the studios.
I'm surprised he hasn't made a cameo in any of these Christmas movies yet.
I got to write it for him.
Pretty surprising. It's pretty surprising. Okay, how will they save Christmas? This is the end of the movie. There's some sort of festival or a gala or something that's the climax of the movie, as we all know. There's probably the first snow of the season involved. What would be the way that they save Christmas?
Okay, so there is a mean investment firm based in Russia that is trying to buy the Colts and move them to Russia. The KGB is involved. And so myself and Baker Mayfield somehow enlist the help of the Super Bowl winning 2007 Colts and are able to block the stop of the sale because we have Marvin Harrison, Reggie Wayne, Dwight Freeney, Jeff Saturday, Peyton Manning linking arms, standing in front of the Russian military saying, we won't go to Russia. And Indianapolis gets Christmas.
That took such a turn. I absolutely love it. I love it. That's great.
I was
what
like,
an ending.
What's the most evil city that could get a team? And I'm like, they all already have teams, you know? I'm like, we got to go to Russia.
That's incredible. I love it. That's a great movie. Then it's never been done before. So
no, it's like patriotic.
It's much better than a stupid magic hat. Gosh. I love it. My ending was going to be involved, like I said, in magic. And I was going to have a situation where Christmas magic would be restored. Yeah. Whether that's in, and I had the, cringy isn't the right word, the traditional end where you have this big game and in the middle of the game, you know, the snow starts falling and then people remember the reason for the season. I'm trying to get as Hallmark as possible. The reason for the season and people are, you know, it's not just a game, even though you've lost like 10 in a row. Then people remember, you know, the Browns season's not over. The Brown season is not over. We can make this holiday season special. And then Jameis comes out there and the magic is restored and he throws a pick six and the game's over. That was my ending. It might not be what Browns fans wanted, but I thought it was great. I think it would be hilarious because the magic would be restored. Yeah, I think I'm leaning towards your movie. I mean, I'm all for movies about the Cleveland Browns, but I'm a fan of this movie that you've written. It's almost it's part of your job, Megan. It's almost like you know how to write things.
It's almost like I've watched 150 Lifetime movies.
Guys, I know we're all excited for the Christmas games and especially how they cover these games. Friend of the show, Scott Hanson, is going to be a part of it. But he shouldn't just be a part of the game broadcast. He should be involved in these holiday movies as well. And that got me thinking, what would that sound like? Welcome into the Hallmark RedZone, ladies and gentlemen. I'm your host, Annie Agar. A lot of action kicking off in this early slate. We have 3 matchups looking to make it out of the talking phase, all while saving Christmas. Let's jump to the little town of Maryville, where Jake Pine is trying to patch things up with a high school flame. You see in the lower box there, that's Sarah from Santa's Village. She's getting ready for the annual Christmas toy drive. A lot is going on in week 10 of Hallmark movies, and we've got you covered right here. 7 hours of commercial-free women falling for men in flannel starts now. Starting in the lower left corner, let's go live to Holly wrapping presents. Now, if you don't know, her mom is suggesting she give her hometown crush a second chance. Oh wait, we have a live development. Breaking news, he has a kid. Ladies and gentlemen, he has a kid. I cannot believe what I'm seeing. The town will have to take a look at this one. This will have some serious implications for Holly moving forward. Okay, I'm getting in my ear. We have a development in Snowsburg. Apparently the Winter Festival is being canceled. Let's go live there. Do we have that? Can we pull that up? Okay, we'll get you up to speed. Let's go live to Snowsburg. Now this is Noelle. As we know, Noelle has had an off and on season. Looks like she's making cookies to try to get the festival up and running again. Let's see how this plays out for her. We'll let you go live there.
I see that and they smell.
Did she just break a cookie? Oh no, what a bad snap for Noelle. As the sun is setting in Vermont, let's take you out to the ski lodge where Luke Mistletoe has the chance to change the heart of the woman he loves. This, ladies and gentlemen, is the love of his life, even though they met one time over hot chocolate in cups shaped like snowflakes.
You came back.
We missed you.
Folks, I cannot believe this. What an ending to the witching hour. You've got to feel for Luke. He's had some heartbreaks in the past couple seasons, but this year, he came through. Guys, there is one Hallmark movie still on, which means we have to jump off air. Thanks for joining us on Hallmark RedZone. I'm Annie Agar. See you guys next week. Okay, coming up, guys, we suggest some presents for some teams who might be on the naughty list. Stay right here on the offensive line. We're back. This is the offensive line Christmas edition. And of course, it wouldn't be a Christmas edition without a little Annie Claus. We have some teams that may be looking for some Christmas magic, and I think we should determine what they need to get for Christmas this year. This is Letters to Annie Claus. You guys, I take full pride in the fact that these teams have sent me a letter to give them thanks for Christmas. Let's start with my favorite, the Chicago Bears. In my opinion, the Chicago Bears, they are asking for a head coach with an IQ over 10. That's pretty simple. I don't know if I can give them that based on their past head coaches. I don't think the trend is looking good for them. So what I will give them is games that don't end in last-second losses, because instead they'll just get blown out every time.
Yeah, I think a coach that maybe even just has an offensive background.
That's a great point. Matt Eberflus coming in with his defensive-minded head coaching, and then they wonder why their offense is atrocious.
Yeah, maybe a coach who's met a quarterback.
Right. That's a great point. That's a great point. Okay, next let's do the New York Jets. The Jets, in my opinion, they're asking for a fresh start. They've listened to Aaron. They've fired who they needed to fire. They tried to bring in this Hall of Fame quarterback. They brought in his friends he wanted to play with. They've talked up their defense, and it's somehow gotten worse after they've fired said head coach that I just mentioned previously. They just need a fresh start. This was not their year. They kind of want to forget about it. What will they get, though? They're going to get, from Annie Claus, a signed copy of Aaron Rodgers' Enigma documentary. Hopefully this helps. Here you go. Have a great year. Have a great off year.
Yeah, I would ask to be adopted by a different family.
That's a great idea. Adoption. It's a great time of year. Families are in need.
Maybe let a different billionaire
Absolutely
be my daddy Warbucks.
Absolutely. Okay, the Raiders. They're asking, in my opinion, for a quarterback. They just need a quarterback, guys. Since they benched Derek Carr in 2022, they've started, it's a list, so I'm going to go through quickly. Jarrett Stidham, Jimmy Garoppolo, Aiden O'Connell, Jimmy Garoppolo again, Brian Hoyer, Jimmy Garoppolo again, Aiden O'Connell again, then Gardner Minshew, then Aiden O'Connell again, then Gardner Minshew again, then Aiden O'Connell again, and then Desmond Ridder. What are we doing, Vegas? You guys need a quarterback. Instead, what I'm giving you for Christmas is Desmond Ridder, red zone turnovers. Have fun. Enjoy your holiday. You guys suck. Just get ready for the draft at this point. Gosh.
Give them the entire Sanders family.
Yes.
Like the whole Sanders family tree. You get Dion, you get Shador. If there's a sister who can sing, you got her.
Just take the whole family. Take the whole family. Lastly, the Dallas Cowboys. They are asking for Jerry Jones to never have a say in the operations of this organization ever again. Instead, what I'm giving them for Christmas, because that's kind of impossible, let's be real, what they're going to get is a holiday edition podcast episode from Micah Parsons, where he might throw another temper tantrum. There might be crying involved. I don't know.
I think the Dallas Cowboys need to pay their cheerleaders more.
That's what you said earlier. They work holidays.
They got some holiday pay. They got a second Netflix season. They're the best part of the team. Jerry, pay them.
Pay your cheerleaders, Jerry. Gosh. All right. I think, might not be the happiest Christmas, but I think they're all getting what they need. I think they are getting I could have said Cole for every single one of these, so it could have been worse, guys. Be grateful. All right, Megan, it is time for No Offense Holiday Edition. This is my favorite part of the show, where we get our chance to rant about things that are really bothering us, things that we need to talk about, get off our chest. You've experienced this before on the show. You know what this is like. But this is the holiday edition, and we're not holding back, guys. So I'll start with mine. All you have to do is say no offense. You have to start with no offense, because then people know you're not being offensive, obviously. Are you ready, Megan?
Yes.
This might rub some people the wrong way, guys. No offense, but NBA fans, Christmas is our day now. I know a lot of NBA fans were upset in recent years when the NFL started having games on Christmas Day. You guys get 82 games, okay? October through June is your season. If we're lucky, we get 18 weeks of enjoyment and the playoffs. Bears fans usually get like 2 weeks out of that. But the point is, it's a short season, okay? We wait around all week for primetime games that you guys get one every other night. There's even a song about it. Been waiting all week for Sunday night, okay? I don't want to hear anything. So let us have just some added joy during the holiday season. Sorry I don't want to watch Joel Embiid sit on the bench for the 50 millionth time or Jason Tatum miss more field goals than Justin Tucker. This is our day and we're taking it back. Thank you very much.
Wow. Okay, so
I've just offended every NBA fan out there ever. Sorry, guys.
And Mickey Mouse, because they're doing Dunk the Halls on Christmas Day and they're doing a Mickey NBA game.
Wow. Man, I'm missing out on that.
I know.
Sorry, not sorry, guys.
Yeah, we're going to have that on one TV and then the Chiefs winning by some magic.
Is it to like appeal to more kids, the Mickey Mouse thing? Yeah.
Yeah.
They're doing that a lot. The Simpsons game,
I know, but the Simpsons game, I was like, this is not for children. My son goes,
Simpsons is not. That's what I was thinking. No.
No. I'm like, this is for drunk adults.
I partook in that. Absolutely.
No offense, but Giants and Jaguars, sorry, you're going to end the season losing because you're playing the Colts and the Colts are about to win out and make it to the AFC wild card. And I know this seems mean to do to the Giants and Jags who are already so down and out, but I actually think they want to lose. And they also might want to be taking a look at that Sanders family tree. So you're losing in the short term, but you're winning in the long term. Do not mess it up, but I bet you both will anyways.
I love it. It's all about the long game, people. Remember that.
Yeah.
That's a great one. That's a great one. I figured it would have something to do with the Colts, so I'm glad that we brought that back around full circle.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it.
The Colts every year, squeak into the playoffs or squeak out, and I get happy and I get sad, and then I go to sleep.
It's like the rant from Christmas Vacation.
Yeah,
Holy shit, happy holiday. Where's the Tylenol?
I'm going full Cousin Eddie this year.
To recap our Christmas games, before we go enjoy our Christmases, Megan took Houston, I took Baltimore, and then we both agreed, unfortunately, on Kansas City. It's going to be a great day, guys. Very excited. Enjoy the holidays with your family and friends. Enjoy the games. Place some bets because that makes the holidays more enjoyable. Megan, thank you for joining us today. Make sure to check in on her show, Sports Bitches. And good to see you. Thanks for coming back on. We appreciate you being back, being a return customer.
Absolutely. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Have a great one. What do you guys do do you do anything Christmas Eve or you just kind of lay low?
I think we're going to go to a Mexican restaurant. My husband and I every year go see Home Alone played along by the LA Philharmonic at the Disney Concert Hall. And so that's fun. Like our son is not old enough to see Home Alone yet because we don't want him to booby trap our house.
Well, thanks so much, Megan. I appreciate it. Have a great holiday, you guys. That is it for this week on The Offensive Line. Be sure to follow us wherever you get your podcasts, and you can watch our full podcast episodes on YouTube. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss an episode. Happy holidays and Merry Christmas to everyone except Cowboys fans. And as always, Des didn't catch it.